This is the Shepherd from WeLoveMetal.com and We Love Metal Radio, and I'm blessed to be here today and have a chance to talk with Ron Bumblefoot Thal. And we've got a lot to talk about here, Ron. First, thank you for taking the time to talk with your fans and our listeners.
Oh, no, thank you so much. It's absolutely my pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Well, there's a lot to talk about because you're a writer, a producer, a guitar virtuoso, even an actor now. So let's start with the music. How's that?
The music is going great. I'm in the studio right now, finishing up 2 albums, and everything is sounding beautiful. Very happy, and I can't wait for people to hear this stuff. So with that, I'm doing producing. One of them is a band called Fragile Mortal, which is this collaboration, a rock metal collaboration with Thal DMC, McDaniel with Run DMC, and the band Generation Kill, which has Rob Dukes, formerly of Exodus, and Rob Machete, Propane, and MOD. And I'm throwing in for good measure a lot of extra guitar stuff, a little backing vocals in the spot. And it's really sounding so unique. It's something really different. I don't even know how to describe it. Just picture this really dark metal with these trippy, very eclectic, eccentric breaks and sounds in it, and almost like soundtrack music that gets in there, but in a really unusual way. And then you have Thal rapping over the stuff along with Rob, belting out his vocals. It's very, very different. So that's going to come out this summer. It's going to start filtering out song by song and then get a full length out by the fall.
Very good. I was listening the other day, watching the video for Don't Know Who to Pray To Anymore. Boy, the visuals on that are absolutely stunning. What kind of locations did you get to for that?
Thanks so much. That was filmed in 3 different countries. It was in Israel, Croatia, and Ireland. And picked all these different spots. In Israel, it was by the Western Wall. We got exclusive access to ancient Roman ruins. It was the biggest bathhouse, most elaborate one in ancient Rome. And this was the only video ever to be shot there. So we did over there, and then in Croatia, by the Fortress of Cliffs, and in Diocletian's Palace, we shot a bunch of stuff. In Ireland, at the top of this hill, there was a big ring fort that was a few thousand years old. We actually didn't end up using that footage, but it was shot there too, and there were 12 different sets built for all the different scenes and stories. And it was a massive coordination undertaking every day. But I'm glad it all worked out the way it did. Everybody involved was just fantastic. Couldn't have happened without them.
Well, I really like the storyline. It kind of has a little bit of that open, well, not a little bit, it's kind of the open-ended thing where you get to make your own mind up about what really happens. Was that, obviously that was on purpose. There's a lot of depth to that song. There's a lot of depth to that video. You kind of leave just, I don't know, a little bit contemplative and wondering, what should I do with my life? Was that the intention?
Totally. It's about 3 different stories going along with each verse where it just leaves you, well, the person in the story is left at that crucial decision where they can go one way or the other and will make a major change in their life. And they have to decide, but you don't see what they decide. It just sort of leaves you at that place. And it's pretty much what the song's about when you're just in that limbo. You're in that territory where you're just kind of lost and undecided and broken and at this emotional rock bottom.
Well, you cover a lot of type of deeper issues. Devil on My Shoulder is another one that you were involved with. Was it Dave Ellefson from Megadeth? Yeah.
He was on bass, and Milan Kolak, who is a phenomenal vocalist, songwriter, producer, guitar player, just one of the most talented guys out there, and just a wonderful person. I've known this song. And David threw down bass, and Thomas Lang threw down drums, and so it's just donating all proceeds of that song to Road Recovery, the organization that I've had some background with. I've visited them and worked with them a bit, and they're a great organization.
Yeah, and that song there is available on iTunes and on Amazon. Am I right?
All over the place.
Okay.
Yes, available everywhere.
Very good. Well, that kind of leads me a little bit to all the titles that you have earned, and then we talked about at the beginning of this talk. One thing I didn't put out there that I absolutely should is you are extremely giving and philanthropic in nature. Have you always been that way? Because I see you had the bike week that you've done. You work with schools. I don't even know where to start with all the things that you're doing to help other people.
Well, that's what music is. I have this conversation a lot about just what is in the spirit of an artist, like someone who paints, who sings, or whatever it is. And find that there's two types of people out there. There's the ones that look at the world and say, what can I give? And then you have the other side that's always about, what can I get? And I think musicians and anyone like that, usually they have the spirit of, what can I give? And they're trying to make the best song, not what they can get out of it, but what they can give to the world. And I think that kind of spirit that people have goes across the board. It's not just with their music or their sculpting or whatever it is. They just think about, what else can I give to the world? And that's their major motivation. So you'll find that a lot of them are doing that in all different aspects of their lives. And it's the same rich feeling you get when you finish a song and people finally get to hear it. When you get to do something for others, it makes you feel like you're serving your purpose of why you were put on this earth. So, it's no pat on the back here, nothing special. I'm just being a normal human being doing what I do, and we all do it in our own ways, connecting to each other and doing things for each other and with each other, and it's all about a greater good.
Well, I'll pat you on the back for if you don't pat yourself on the back, because there's just so much. Like I said, I saw that you had helped raise close to $200,000 at the Pattaya, if I'm not saying that right, correctly, Bike Week, and I know that you've got the hot sauce that you guys sell at the Bumble store, which I think half of all that, if I'm right, goes to women's health organizations.
There's one called Bumble Babe. There's that hot sauce, cherry and chocolate and chipotle, and proceeds were donated to women's health organizations. And we're also expanding now and doing a Bumble Babe line of merch starting up, and we're going to donate proceeds of that also to women's groups.
Yeah, I looked at one of the ones I want to order is Bumbleicious, where it has a cherry flavor, but there's a bourbon and chipotle and all that. You're just you're all over the map with it.
I like hot sauce. Hot sauce. Also, that's another thing. I've given a lot of thought. Like, why? Why do so many rock musicians like hot sauce? And it really is. I always say this. It is the heavy metal of food. Metal, nothing, no music in the world is as intense, that riles you up so much, that gets so much into you and out of you as metal does. No music is as intense as metal, none. And if you look at food, there is no food out there that will fuck you up as much as hot sauce. Nothing is as sweet, as sour, as salty, as umami, as bitter as anything. As hot sauce is hot, no food will leave you panting and gasping and high and worked up the way hot sauce will. So it is truly, it's a heavy metal food, and I think what we love about metal, whether we're giving it or receiving it, is the same thing we love about hot sauce, whether we're making it and sharing it or eating it.
That is so well thought out and well said. I had never put the two together in that way, but I can totally understand it now. Well done.
Yeah.
What have you been doing in the UK with this rock project, this with the schools and the kids?
So that was a music school for kids, and it was formerly known as the Wishwood School of Rock. And about 6 years ago, while I was on tour, I stopped in and visited the kids and we jammed all day. And anytime I could while I was in the UK, I would stop over and do that. And then we just talked about it after years of having this ongoing relationship about just rebranding the school and stepping it up a notch. And a great curriculum was made, and we just took it from there. It was like, all right, here we go. Bumblefoot Music School, Bumblefoot Rock Project that they went with. And yeah, I'm hoping that I can be visiting them pretty soon. I got to get over there and do some work.
Well,
Yeah, so it's a school for kids of really all ages and all skill levels. But it focuses more on the practical stuff of being in a band and the reality of it. It gets kids working. It gets them in bands, playing shows, writing songs, recording, even making music videos, doing everything that a band should be doing. And it starts them off as young as 7 years old.
well, that type of curriculum is just so well needed. I know here in the States, the arts just take a hit. When there's always something to cut in a school district, and I'm a teacher, high school teacher, it's always the arts first. And I just,
Oh, yeah.
and I can't I can't wrap my head around that, because even if you look to data, there's a lot of proof that involvement in music helps with math, that helps with spatial ability, creativity, obviously. And I mean,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, music uses every part of the brain like nothing else. As far as you're dealing with lyrics, you're dealing with melodies, you're dealing with the complexity of all the instrumentation working together. It does more to your brain than anything else. And it absolutely keeps you sharp, and it helps in everything. It helps emotionally. It helps logically. It helps with all aspects of mental development. I mean, it helps as far as even the healing powers, and you know, there are ways it can help, you know, with autism and things like that. I mean, there are absolutely important purposes for including music, but I think at this point, if budgets need to be cut, and that's where they're cutting them, then it's up to the private sector to do their part in some way, whether it's volunteering after school music programs or come in during class, and if they're, you know, allowed to come in and just do things like that. But whatever it is, it's going to take the rest of the community to fill in the gaps where school budget doesn't allow for it.
well, your
That's
team.
the only option. Yeah.
Well, thank you, and I hope that people pick up on that. I see that you're teaching goes across the globe here, because you have something coming up in July in California. Paul Gilbert's Escape guitar, great guitar escape. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. It is. It's Paul Gilbert, Kiko from Megadeth. Got also David Ellison will be there, and Bruce Boulier, who played with Paul Gilbert back in, it was Racer X, wasn't it? Yes, it was. And who am I missing? I'm missing someone. I gotta think. Was it Andy Timmons? Wasn't it? I believe Andy Timmons is going to be there too, who's just incredible. I'm going to jump online right now and check. Yep, Andy Timmons. So we are all doing this thing at Cambria Pines Lodge, which is sort of halfway between LA and San Francisco. And it's the end of July, and it's just 4 days and nights of just guitar. guitar. Teaching, learning, jamming, everything. And I'm also going to be doing that in the first and second week of July in Greece. There's this beautiful Greek island called Corfu, and there's something there called Corfu Rock School. So I'm going to be there from July 5th to 12th, and it's the same kind of thing where we spend the first half of the day just working on technique and things like that, different aspects of technique. Take a break for lunch, go to the beach, have fun, and see some sights. Then get back together in the afternoon, and we work on some songs, have some dinner, and then a couple of nights during the week we go out to all the local bars and pubs and clubs, and we jam all night and play all night.
Oh my gosh!
And it's fantastic. Yeah, I've been doing this for a couple of years. So imagine having this vacation on a Greek island for a week where you get to just make music and play gigs together. Fantastic. So that's called Corfu, Corfu, Corfu Rock School, and that's July 5th to 12th.
Boy, that sounds like heaven on earth. What a dream vacation that would be, and it's accessible for anyone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've done it where we've had teenagers and guys in their 60s, and it's great. Everyone's bonds and absolutely wonderful.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Let's talk to us a little bit about Metal Allegiance. I've heard the album. A lot of people heard the album, but when I try to describe Metal Allegiance to other people that haven't heard it, they give me this confused look. So can you help me clarify?
I don't know if that confusing. It's a core group of well-known, respected metal musicians that put an album together and then just have a ton of guests. And now it's hitting the road, and it's that core group plus a few guests that come in. And it's not that confusing. It's a cool metal band that puts on cool metal shows.
Okay, but how about this? Because this is a question someone asked me just the other night. They said, "Well, if this person wants to come on this song, if it's Randy Blythe or if it's Dave Ellison, how does it all come together? Do you guys just as friends say, hey, going to be in this location, had this idea for a song? Is it just kind of organic?"
From what I understand, the way it came together was it Shiprock, the music cruise, and they did an all-star kind of jam thing. And from there, they just connected so well musically. I hope I'm getting this right. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, but that's how it started off. And then they wrote songs and did the album and just called up their friends and said, hey, you want to throw down something? Like, yeah, sure. And Portnoy hit me up and like, hey, you want to throw down the solo on it? Sure. I did over, busted out the solo, boom. And everyone just did that, and then they started hitting the road, so we're going to hit the road together, doing a little East Coast run, going actually as far west as Flint, Michigan, but mostly doing around the Northeast. And that's coming up, and I've been practicing like crazy, getting down all the original stuff, which Alex Skolnick just kicked ass on that stuff. Phenomenal playing. So getting all that down and Skyping with him, making sure I got it right. And then all the classics that grew up with that you already know like the back of your hand. It's just in your blood. Like stuff from Maiden and Priest and Metallica, except Motorhead. But yeah, it's going to be a damn cool thing.
Yeah, it's already a cool thing as far as a fan. I can just tell you as a fan. I saw Skolnick the other night, actually up in Madison, Wisconsin. Was there with the Testament and Slayer and all that, and was just blown away. But I had a moment this morning that was kind of cool. I actually watched the trailer of a movie called Clean Cut and saw your acting. Is that your debut?
I've been in a couple of movies, just rather tiny parts. And usually just works out like there's a friend or a friend of a friend or something. I'm like, hey, you want to do this? Like, yeah, sure. So, yeah, this one, pretty good. It came out really well. It's interesting. Filming it, blood and gore. And then at the end, when they were editing, they decided to leave out a lot of that stuff because the dialogue, just the natural way that everybody interacted, had this comedic overtone, just that obnoxious New York thing, New Jersey thing. And it was so funny that they felt that putting in a lot of the gore almost took away from that. So it's interesting that seeing the final cut of the movie. I mean, myself, they sliced my throat and gushing blood, the cutthroat noises, and that went on for a good 20 seconds. And then in the final cut of the movie, I think the knife was just like barely starting to touch my throat, and cut away right there. Funny stuff that was good. Very good interaction with everybody, and phenomenal editing, really well done. So this one came out really nicely. Yeah.
Well, your life has really taken you in a lot of neat places, hasn't it?
All you got to do is just say yes to things that are unexpected. I try to never have a comfort zone. I don't have anything like that. If something comes out of left field that, like, what the hell is that? Like, yeah, let's do it. So that's how a lot of this stuff happens.
Well, that's great that you embrace life that. It's just also nice to see and hear someone that's so willing and in tune with other people that it's not selfish, it's not all about you, and that just makes people kind of gravitate, I would guess, towards a person like yourself.
I don't know. I guess, like anyone, you're going to like them, you're going to hate them, or you're going to be indifferent, or, any gray area in between. Just got to be who you want to be, and that's it.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. It's just been a real pleasure. As we close here, is there anything else you'd like to impart to your fans and to the readers?
What can I say? Thank you if you've listened this long. Thank you for continuing to tune in and listen. And I hope to see you all very soon. And I thank you for having me on this opportunity. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we definitely will. We will be passing a lot of this information along to our fans, obviously through the interview. But they can they access many of these things we talked about on Facebook?
Oh, sure, yeah. Everything is just Bumblefoot. So go to bumblefoot.com. You can go to twitter.com/Bumblefoot, facebook.com/Bumblefoot, youtube.com/Bumblefoot, instagram.com/Bumblefoot. Any of that, you'll find it.
Very good. See, people, it's a Bumblefoot nation. We just got to tune in. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
You too. Have a great one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.